Let's do another No Box Art Box. Hello and welcome back to Jenna Gets Creative. ScrawlrBox teased watercolors for April, and sure enough, this one was a watercolor box. I'm replicating it No Box Art Box style because I'm not currently subscribed, but my matched supplies are very close. If you're not familiar with the No Box Art Box challenge, it's simple and it's a great way to experience boxes you didn't get. Maybe you're not sure if you like the box yet and you want to test drive it. Maybe you can't afford all the boxes you want. Maybe you want to try a sold-out past box. Maybe you've already got too much stuff already and know that you shouldn't subscribe, but you miss these boxes so much. Calling myself out. If you want to try this challenge, here's how. Step 1. Pick any art or craft supply subscription box, pick a month that was already shipped out, and look up the contents. Step 2. Match the supplies as close as possible using supplies you already own. No picking out the box first and then going shopping. Exact matches are fine as long as you're not using the challenge to redo a box you actually got. If that's the case, use the next closest match in your collection. Step 3. Make art using only the supplies you matched. If the original box had a challenge prompt or theme, try to stick to it. Only add missing essentials such as a pencil or a piece of paper. If you share your art for this challenge anywhere online, use the hashtag NoBoxArtBox and feel free to send me links. I curate a master YouTube playlist for this challenge and I'd love to add your videos to it. The theme for April is watercolors and the challenge is Birds of a Feather. As usual, I'm going to run through what was in the real box, what I'm using in its place, and then I'll comment on the piece I've created. All price conversions, subscription cost versus value calculations, etc. are in the description box down below. Since ScrawlrBox is from the UK, I'll be referencing RRP in British pounds, but you can find that converted to US dollars and Canadian dollars, and I've taken all RRP values from the Jackson's Art website. First up, this box sent 6 8ml tubes of Daler-Rowney Aquafine watercolors. These have an open stock RRP of £2.60 each, which totals £15.60 for the set, and technically covers the subscription price for the box if you're not considering international shipping. I'm using half pan watercolors in all the exact shades, and 5 out of the 6 are also the same brand. The odd one out is my Chinese white pan, which is from my Winsor Newton Cotman palette. The other colors are lemon yellow, raw sienna, ultramarine blue dark, Alizarin crimson hue, and hooker's green. I received my Aquafine half pans palette in the June 2019 ScrawlrBox. It included 12 half pans and a travel size number 4 round brush, and the old menu card says it had an RRP value of £12.50 back in 2019. Next is the Derwent push button water brush pen in the medium round nib. This has an RRP of £5.49. It's a pretty standard water brush pen, and the brush size is roughly equivalent to around 5 or 6. To match it, I'm using the travel water brush pen in my Derwent Inktense pan set, which I also got from ScrawlrBox back in August 2018. I don't like this one very much because it has a tendency to pull pigment backward into the water reservoir, which is particularly annoying when you're using the Chinese white because then it makes everything cloudy until you dump and refill it. Honestly, I thought water brushes were great when I first got some in 2018, but I haven't been very enthusiastic about them in a couple of years. Traditional brushes provide so much more control. The last non-paper supplies are a pair of Chinograph pencils from West Design in black and white. They have an RRP of £1.80 each for a total of £3.60. You may know them as grease pencils or Chinese markers. They're a rather unique medium, similar to a very waxy crayon, but in pencil form, and usually they're encased in a string or paper strip casing that you peel away instead of sharpening wood and lead together like a traditional pencil. I have nothing like this at all, so in the spirit of waxy pencils that are notoriously delicate and a single drop can render them impossible to sharpen, I'm using Prismacolor Premier pencils. Finally, we come to the paper, which is a custom ScrawlrBox branded A5 size pad of 300 GSM cold press watercolor paper, 8 sheets. If this year's pad is the same as last year's pad with the same description, then according to the April 2020 menu card, this custom pad has a value of £2.99, and I still suspect it's just Clairefontaine et Duval watercolor paper rebranded. I have some of this paper left over from last year, so that's what I'm using. Any heavy watercolor paper would do in its place though. This is undoubtedly student grade paper that's at least partially wood pulp based, so as long as it's cold press textured, it'll give the same results. As I mentioned in the intro, the month's challenge prompt was birds of a feather, so obviously I had to paint a bird. I sorted Pixabay photos tagged bird for newest first, so I'd be looking at references I'd never seen before, and just scrolled until something caught my eye. And I found this little bird of prey against some sort of smoky, blurry, but colorful background. Perfect. Not sure if it's a golden eagle or some sort of falcon, but I love his eyebrow, so I had to do it. I decided to embrace more of a cartoony style and go back in the end with line work to suit, but if I'd been working with a free range of traditional brushes, I might have tried something closer to photorealism. The 6 colors picked do make a nice starter set with pretty standard cool toned primaries, and a brown and a green are always convenient to add to a small selection. But if I were selecting colors for a 6 paint palette, I think I would have gone for a black or a Payne's Gray instead of the white. What do you think of the colors and the supplies they sent this month? Although I was mostly able to pick the exact same things out of my existing collection, I think I would have been quite happy to receive the real box. If you're looking for more to watch, I've got some suggestions up on the left side of the screen now. Don't forget to like, comment, maybe even subscribe, and if you like living life creatively, whatever that means to you, I'd love to have you along for the ride. Bye guys!